mean, are you worried you're going to end up with a different makeup of students?
No.
And it would really change, you know, it would really change the way that this university looks.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay, you're not.
No, because I was more worried. I was more worried about the trajectory we were on, which was that we saw a bimodal distribution of in the students. That there are lots of students who needed lots of aid, and some students who needed no aid at all, or who didn't mind at all what the tuition was going to be. And so we saw that this lack of diversity was an increasing problem, or the certain kind of diversity that we had was an increasing problem. If that said, if we had doubled or triple the resources, we would not have any. We wouldn't be in this conversation. We would definitely be doing something differently. So what I'm talking about is a change that will affect somewhere between 20 and 30 students, but will, I think, not affect the diversity that we have been known for and continue to prize. In other words, we will continue to admit students, first-generation students from underrepresented groups. We will continue to work with community-based organizations. We will continue to work with Questbridge. We could have been need blind and satisfied the labeling issue by just stopping to look for very aggressively for students who have high need. We do that every year. We pay an organization to find us students who need full scholarships because they find us great students, and we will continue to do that. That is an institutional priority. But we have to budget for our spending, and I think that's really a basic issue. We just have to budget for our spending.
But in terms of the middle class and the professional families, that is typically usually net schools.
Yeah, and they have been squeezed already, and
yeah, those are wrong.
But the goal is, certainly the goal is to have more money for scholarships that become permanent.
Can I just follow up though, but have you thought about, because maybe it's 20 or 30 students doing like an annual, or not an annual, but a special appeal just for that, just for need blind students? Because I know, I mean, it's a hardship, and we don't get financial aid, and it's a hardship for us to pay, and we'd be willing to pay a little bit more to put into a fund just for need blind.
Well, we have a fund. We have a fund for you, but it's not. But it's not. It's not going to be a blind fund, because I think that the label is misleading. There are schools that claim to be need blind, and when you look a little further, they're not need blind on the wait list. And if you look at the numbers of students of color and first-generation students, they don't. I think will continue to be better than they are.
Can I just read a quote from something you said? You said, if I did say that this is a policy that's good for underrepresented groups, it's not. That's overselling. It's not a policy I like.
It's not a policy I like. It's not a policy I like. That's for sure. But we are going to continue to make. We're going to continue to have our institutional priorities, which will be to look for students of enormous potential who don't have the benefits of the coaching that wealth provides. Schools are need blind by paying attention more to SATs than we do. Zip codes and SATs get you a wealthy class. I could avoid this conversation by just doing that, and we wouldn't have this. I think it's hypocritical. I think it doesn't give us the core message, which is this is an expensive kind of education, and it's really worth it, I think, because the students have an extraordinary experience. I need to raise more money for scholarships, and we're having lots of generous people help us do that. There was another. Oh, there are lots of names.
One